on. The Blue Jays bounce back against the Mariners. 18 hits. Let's talk ball.
Gotta forgetting the guy who I want to name right now.
Shane Bieber.
Brett Lowry.
Wow. Talent. A lot of talent. Hello and welcome, speaking of talent, to Talkin Baseball, presented by SeatGeek. Use code JMPlayoffs for 10% off your playoff tickets. And all of our special playoff edition of Talkin Baseball is presented by T-Mobile. So whether you're streaming, checking stats, or at the ballpark, magenta status, the ballpark tonight was T-Mobile. With T-Mobile, head on over, T-Mobile.com/network. I'm Jake Storielli. That is Trevor Plouffe. Bob's producing. Dalt's statting it up. And we got some action in the American League, Coach. How you doing?
18 hits, 13 runs. That's a butt whooping, Coach. The Blue Jays came to play today. Bottom of the order, getting it done. That gets me very, very excited when the guys at the bottom do their job. Vladdy could have had a cycle. Probably not. I don't know. I'm doing great. I'm excited that this became a series. I think it has become a series now. I'm excited to talk about what's next for the Blue Jays, their pitching plans. I think it's a little bit of a shock, but maybe Blue Jays fans feel differently. But yeah, I'm excited to hear your burn, get into the game a little bit, and then go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah, come on. It's playoff season. Yes, Trevor. We're going to talk about, probably at the end of this, a little more about tomorrow's game. A lot of these have been just recaps. But, man, Mad Max going to be on the bump with a chance to tie it up, so we'll get into that a little bit. But first, we do have to give Toronto their flowers because, man, I don't know if people even remember they were down 2-0 at one point. So let's get into it. The Mariners and George Kirby would try to super smash the Blue Jays to take a 3-0 series lead with a win, but never say never as Shane Bieber would get the pill for Toronto. Bottom one, Julio grabbed the stretch. It's 2-0, and it's looking like it's going to be a sleepless night in Seattle, but not for the team you thought. The next 12 came from Toronto, and it all started with the 8-9. Ernie and Andres tie it up. George Vlad and Captain Kirk all go yard call. 18 hits. It's a barrage, and oh, baby, 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 oh. Bieber with amazing start. And the series has begun. Toronto wins 13-4 final. High and tight.
Well, yeah, high and tight. A lot of Justin Bieber song references. Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan movie reference, I believe.
Yeah, Sleepless in Seattle, all-timer.
Yeah. I've seen it. Don't remember it, though.
Nobody does.
Standings for this series, Jake. The Mariners, 2-1. The Blue Jays, 1-2. Where do we start, Coach? You think it's the bottom of that lineup? Do you think it's Julio getting things kicked off, trying to take over the series? Because that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I guess so. I mean, first home playoff ALCS game in Seattle since 2001. They get through the first inning. Kirby looked good in that inning. And then they step in, and Julio clips Bieber. And just like a picturesque home run, left center field with on a line, but with the arc of a homer. And it's just like, damn, are we really doing this? I think everyone started daydreaming a little bit. Like, Seattle going to go up 3-0? Is this it? Is Bieber's last start was not good? Is this going to be a long, torturous day for Toronto? And then the whole script.
If you just showed these highlights, you'd be like, oh my God, Seattle was on the winning end of this one. Yeah. Josh Naylor going nuts, the trident freaking getting pointed to the sky, fans going crazy. And then the little engine that could, Andres Jimenez, answers back. I said on Chris Rose's show, Baseball Today, it's actually my show too. Yeah. Yes, like, what do these guys got to do? I said the bottom of the lineup has to go, 8-9 specifically. They end up moving Santander to the cleanup spot behind Vladdy. So that pushes Clement down to 8. Jimenez is pretty locked in there at the 9 hole. Clement's been phenomenal throughout the playoffs, but Jimenez obviously gets a pitch here he can handle. He's talking to Ken Rosenthal after the game, and the infield was in, possibly expecting or, covering a bunt. He said, I was just trying to hit it to the right side, and then got a pitch he could handle, drove it out, and then all hell broke loose. And, in the middle of those innings, you put up a 5 spot, you go another one the next inning, then a 2, and then a 4, and the game is basically won, and you get to start planning for the next game when you do something like that, which I think is important. Not just to win this game, but to win it in the fashion that they did, where you get your bullpen some rest, your A reliever some rest. Let Bieber have some confidence going into his next start if he gets one. It all kind of worked out for the Blue Jays today, where if they would have won this and it was a really tightly contested game, I wouldn't have as much confidence as I do in the Blue Jays, but because they won the game in the fashion they did it, it just sets them up better for the rest of the series.
Yeah, and I think one of the overlying things for this game and potentially this series going forward is Toronto did it playing their brand of baseball. Like that third inning encompassed everything these guys do. Ernie Clement with the double. Jimenez not trying to hit a homer, but hit a homer. So I guess that's a little more of an outlier. The Nathan Lucas single. Vladdy hits a double. He gets a hanging slider and takes it. Gets another one the next pitch and just rocks it. They were lucky that one stayed in the yard. And then Varsho comes up with the big double, 2 outs. And that game, it was still 3-2. That if you get that, you say, okay, like buckle up for a baseball game. He hits the 2-run double that it's 5-2, a 5-run third inning that, I don't know, changed the outcourse of this series going forward.
It did. I mean, David Popkins was like, let's figure it the fuck out, guys. And they did. Every single starter had a hit except for Santander. He came out of the game early, only got 3 at-bats. Straw went out to replace him. But every other starter got a knock. And it's just so good for team morale. I mean, you're coming into tomorrow feeling like, hey, we got this. We got the momentum offensively. All we have to do is win 1 out of the next 2 games to bring it back to our house. And that was the game plan, and it seems like they're on their way to getting that done.
Yeah, and something I harp on a lot, like energy and momentum is very real. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the word momentum. Okay, there's a little deep thoughts.
Little
deep thoughts with Jake, right? That the bottom of the second, where every at bat and that jump scare that Seattle gave him with a 2-run homer in the second. Bieber,
that was the bottom of the first.
In the bottom of the second, Bieber comes back out. 3-pitch strikeout to Canzone, 3-pitch strikeout to Robles. He ends up striking out Crawford. Took him 6 pitches that time. Strikes out the side in an inning where, okay, if Seattle comes out and scores again, the dark thoughts really start to settle in. Instead, you get a shutdown inning. Bieber comes off the mound looking, the best we've seen him look in, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. We'll talk more about that with Scherzer. But that pitching inning affected the momentum that led into the rally inning that changed the game.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that. Totally agree. Same thing, I think, with the inning after they put up a 5 spot. You got the top of the order right there. So you get Randy, you get Cal, Julio gets on on a swinging bunt essentially, and then so runner on gets Polanco to fly out, and you go through that inning unscathed, shutdown inning, allows them to get the offense back to score another one, and that's when you started to see the game kind of just trickle away from the Mariners, and the crowd's out of it, and all those good things that you want as a visiting team happen for the Blue Jays tonight.
Yeah, and that's Springer's homer in the 4th. Obviously a run on the board is a run on the board, but also Kirby's back on the bump, and you're starting to think about different things now. If you keep it at 5-2, we run a couple runs across for Seattle. Okay, we're right back in this game. Let's go. He comes out. He strikes out Clement and Jimenez, the pests from earlier. George Springer is up. First pitch, home run. Another run on the board. Kirby takes a step back. 5-2 to 6-2 feels significant. And then in that 5th inning where we're now in, okay, how many innings can we get out of George Kirby, or how many bullpen guys do we need to hide to get through this game? Vladdy with another home run makes it 7-2 in the top of the 5th. That Toronto felt relentless tonight, and this is the feeling that they left every Yankee fan with.
Yeah, and it's interesting for Dan Wilson because I understand what you're saying about Kirby and hey man, let's try to save our bullpen. But you also like don't want to get all the confidence out of this guy because if they move on, he's going to have a few starts there in the World Series. So you want to be able to somehow shelter him from more damage while trying to get through this game without using some of your good relievers. So you tend to have some guys in mop up duty. Which they kind of threw those guys, Ferguson for a couple, Jackson for a couple. But yeah, it's I think if you're Seattle, it's one game. And if you're the Blue Jays, it's one game leading to another one. It's like such a weird dichotomy like between the two feelings on each team. Seattle saying flush it. Blue Jays are saying now use it. We're going to bring that into tomorrow's game. And so, and I think that's why we don't get so down in a 7-game set over a 2-0 lead because all it takes is that game 3 to win, get the momentum back, and go.
Yeah, I mean it's comical, but the pressure was so much on Toronto this game because 3-0. Neither of us would get in front of the mic and be like, but you know what? I like Toronto the rest of the way. Like it's an odds and numbers game that doesn't connect. Where 2-1, that's anyone's game in baseball. So huge by Toronto, obviously going down 2-0, essentially saving their season. And a lot of that was the hitting that 0 for 17 when facing a sinker in game 1 and 2, 9 for 14 against sinkers today. And hey, man, that's the other thing that if you haven't been watching a lot of this Blue Jays team, I didn't think Kirby looked awful. I think he struggled with his slider a little bit in a couple of those innings that he hung a couple to Vladdy that got rocked, that then all of his sliders were low. So maybe Toronto got to be like, hey, he's not getting the slider in the zone, so if you see something up, it's a fastball, go get it. Maybe. But this is just what Toronto's done this year. Is that they just slapped the ball around the yard. It felt like every Toronto player had a ball they roped that was a guaranteed hit, and every Toronto player also had a bloop that dropped in that's another signature part of their game.
And 5 homers? Is that what it ended up being?
That helps.
Jimenez, Springer, Guerrero, Kirk, and Barger.
Barger right at the end. Get in the mix.
Hey, those are some of those swings that can get you going, dude. I don't care what part of the game it is. It's having a good at bat like that. Feeling the ball come off your bat like that can change something. It's as simple as that. Good, solid contact sparks something in your brain, and you go, "Oh yeah, that's how to do it." It's an insane thing, but it wouldn't surprise me if we saw Barger have a good game tomorrow because of one swing, one good at bat.
Well, and that's the other thing that Seattle fans will be telling themselves as they go to bed tonight is that Randy and Cal hit homers late in this game. That is, if that's something they can potentially build on. And man, the summer of George, famous from Seinfeld, but George Springer, man, we hammered the table all year and was like, damn, like go look at where his stats landed. He's gonna get MVP votes. I don't know where it lands, but top 7, top 5, I don't know, and he deserves it. He also is an all-time historic postseason guy. 22nd career postseason homer, ties my dad, Bernie Williams, 4th most homers in a postseason career. God, we've come so far from those Houston teams that you forget, like, he was the table setter. He was the leadoff hitter for those teams.
I'm happy for Springer because he went pole to pole, like great season, essentially. April, March, 888, May, 820. June was his worst month at a 746, and he 1-dotted it in July, 1.1 it in August, and 1.097 in September. How many pedals did he win?
He got in the mix. Dalton's on it right now. You perked his ear.
It's hard. It's hard to be a top 3 outfielder in the American League. Judge getting one.
Judd getting one.
You getting one. Yeah, I'm happy, man. I from the get-go, he looked different this year, and he just kept it going. A lot of times you see that start, that fast start, and then a kind of a slow fade as the season goes on, especially for a guy that's of his age, which is I'm 39. Jack Flaherty, happy birthday, 30th today.
Wow. Happy 30th, Jack.
Yeah, he's on vacation.
George got one pedal this year. It's tough out here.
In April?
August.
DH in August.
Dog days of the season. Outfield
Only
DH.
14 games started in August.
It's tough. George Springer, 36. So am I. How about that? And we're worried about his age.
It's a beautiful age, dude.
Thank you. I hope so. Kind of struggle bus. Not for George. Vladdy with the big boy game. His 4 homers this postseason tie Joey Bats for the most in a Blue Jays postseason. And just a 4-day hit for him, which starts on a chopper to Eugenio that Eugenio gives a good effort on. The throw's just about a foot off or so. That turns into a base hit instead of an out. That if you believe in baseball, you believe that potentially sparked the rest of this game for him.
I'm seeing Naylor on my screen. Just as I was talking, Naylor's a good defender. Like, he's not as bad as he grades out. Tonight, he just whipped the ball over to JP with 2 outs when he could have just stepped on the base. What was that about?
Yeah, lost track of the outs there.
Lost track of him. JP's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
He caught it, though, on a short up. Somebody in the chat is saying, where's the Seattle gear at tonight, guys? Hey, buddy.
Look at that.
I don't know if you can read. Can Canadians read? Just kidding. I'm French-Canadian.
And a Stanford man. I've got a lot of green on me right now. I was wearing a shirt during the stream. Trev, do you know streamed with Jack and Zoe tonight, the We Got Ice boys? Do you happen to see Jack's outfit for the stream?
I did. What was the point behind that?
I don't know if it was ever explained.
Yeah. That's Jack Doyle for you.
He's one of a kind. And helps put Seattle to sleep tonight. Those are socks. If you're audio only, it's the worst sock pairing you've ever seen. And an old-timey sleepy outfit, Ebenezer Scrooge, I think, made it kind of iconic.
What?
I know.
What's the difference between me and Jack is I just had a brand new 6-pack of socks show up at my doorstep today. I can't even do, like, if the bottom of my socks are, like, dirty looking.
Worn. Yeah.
I'm out. Socks are so cheap now, guys. Just.
Yeah. Not necessarily birds of a feather there. Let's hype up. I guess the only thing missing from this game, do you have any other George Kirby thoughts? I briefly said that I thought he looked okay-ish, but he got rocked tonight.
They were aggressive as always, but at this time around for the Blue Jays, I mean, it was just quality contact. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, it's what they've built their team.
They
on.
attacked early in the count like they had been. It was just better quality contact today. That's it.
Career high 7 balls in play at 103+ mph against Kirby. So yeah, we'll see if he becomes a part of this series again. Trev, we got a big game 4 in this series tomorrow with one of the old dogs of baseball, one of the legends.
These are both old dogs, dude.
These are both dogs, but I mean, one of them is 3-time Cy Young winner, Inner Circle Hall of Fame, has made the second most amount of money to ever play this sport with Mad Max Scherzer. That might be coming up in a Jam Baseball video. Go check that out. And tomorrow's game is brought to you by Nutrafol. Fellas, make the call with Nutrafol. Take care of your hair. Okay, back-to-back rhymes. I'm like that. The official hair growth partner of MLB, Nutrafol, helps fans celebrate what's under the hat with thicker, stronger hair. You can feel confident about showing up. And that's, I guess, maybe the thing I'll drive home to the people listening. If this is something you're dealing with, if the hair's starting to run away from you in any fashion, like, let's attack it. I mean, Nutrafol has put in good work for the ability for you to address it and take care of it. If you're someone that's not, you still might want to give it a look because the thicker, stronger hair might bring your hair game to just another level. So whether you're tipping your cap to another walk-off win or just enjoying the game, do it with your hair that's worth celebrating. Visit Nutrafol.com. Take 10% off your first month subscription and join millions in seeing thicker, stronger hair.
Couple things real quick, Jake. I just had a jump scare when I took my hat off. So if Nutrafol wants to send me some stuff,
Okay.
I'm in. It's a little greasy. I went on a run today. I haven't showered afterwards. That's my bad. And then a lot of people call me out about my sock take.
Right.
Look, dude, I don't buy jewelry. I don't
Right.
I don't drive like crazy cars. I live very much within my means. Socks can be a vice for me.
Yeah, and it's I'll be someone that splits the gap here. I talked about on a Talkin' Baseball episode this year, Trev, if you remember. I said I ordered two bundles of socks, 2 bushels of socks. I got some low cut and some high cut because that's my game. And I ended the episode by telling everyone, like, hey, take care of yourself. Like, it was probably my favorite 2 weeks of the summer. I bought myself new socks, and every day was new sock day. I probably don't do it enough, but find your comfort level with it is what I'll tell the people.
Okay.
Tomorrow night could be a comfy one for us, Coach Trev, because you mentioned the other guy, Luis Castillo, one of the most dialed looks in baseball history, where his hair, facial hair, general demeanor
just
is
works.
Kind of iconic. The 2 uniforms tonight were great. Let's see what we get tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
The uniforms tonight were chef's kiss. I'm arguably perfect.
You know how I've always been like a Nathan Eovaldi, like sign this guy, he's going to give you innings. David Robertson, sign this guy, he's going to give you innings. Justin Turner, sign this guy, he's going to be another coach for you and probably be pretty productive at the plate. For years, I was like, Luis Castillo, like, go get this guy.
Yeah.
Go get him from the Reds. He's filthy. He does everything that you want in like a big game pitcher, keeps the ball in the ballpark, all of these things, can strike guys out when need be. And then, you know what? Seattle fucking did it. And I'm so happy that now he's going to get a chance to put them in a position to go to the World Series. I think this is what they got him for. A couple years later now, but this is what they got him for.
And it's funny, man, to jump back to us trying to craft up the Castillo-Tristan Casas trade, because he kind of became a not forgotten part, but a lesser mentioned part of this young pitching staff, which should be of note that Brian Wu may be on the table for tomorrow's game if they need to use him. I don't know with Castillo in their bullpen. I don't necessarily see that. Luis Castillo, 25.2 postseason innings, a 1.4 ERA with a 0.896 whip. So that's who Seattle sent in. And that final shot of him watching the end of the game from the dugout was like, okay, okay, you guys had a nice day today. I'll see you tomorrow. And Trev, Max Scherzer on the other side, he's Mad Max. He's an absolute legend. Going back to when we were a labor pod on him, like leading the way for the players, like literally, like getting in owners' faces about the future of this beautiful sport. And now we haven't seen him pitch in close to a month. And the last time we saw him pitch, my guy was getting rocked. Was putting together about a 10 ERA in his last handful of starts, finished with a 5+ on the year. Clearly not Mad Max Scherzer from yesteryear, but I don't know, Trev. I've got enough sporty boy in me that, like, I'm not betting against Max tomorrow because I've just seen him do too much on this field.
The long layoff is concerning to me. I know he's been throwing. I understand that. And he might even be throwing some live stuff to hitters. I get that. But, like, going back on the mound, which will be, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, whatever it is, math pod, way to go, is concerning, dude. I mean, what kind of adrenaline is he going to be feeling? I know he's been there, done that. I know he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I understand all of that, but, like, look, it's still going to happen in the playoffs, especially in this type of game, which I'm not going to call it a must win for the Blue Jays. It's pretty damn important they win this game. It's interesting to me. It's now is the time to get him back. Like, why didn't we get him a few innings here and there? Why, he wasn't on the DS roster, correct?
Correct.
On the CS roster because he matches up better against the Mariners, apparently. But yeah, I'm concerned a little bit. I'm assuming it's a very, very short leash. I'm not one to talk. We went over my numbers against him before the show started. 1 for 17 with 8 Ks.
Right.
It's a 0.59 batting average. Didn't hit him, obviously.
Right.
But if we're talking Castillo versus Scherzer right now, you're leaning the Mariners. But again, Blue Jays went bullpen game 4 in the last series. I think this turns into that. This isn't like Scherzer going to give him 7 innings. It's just not.
No, we live today's baseball. We don't got a lot of 7 innings. Although this postseason we've seen some pretty strong pitching performances. No, I think he has the potential to Bieber. Like when Bieber gave up that 2-run homer to Julio coming off of, I think he was 2.2 innings versus the Yankees. You start running through the scenarios. Also, yes, Scherzer hasn't pitched well. The Yankees might have been a worse matchup because of their lefty stack lineup, and lefties have really rocked Scherzer, so that's got to be – I think lefties have like an 8.5 OPS against Scherzer this year, so that's something to watch for the Mariners lefties tomorrow. You're right. Like, it could very well be Max, hey, get through one time, and then if we can hand it to the bullpen, because that was their plan against the Yankees in that 5-game set with the off days, and I think the bad matchup hurt them. I guess it's the test. Like, when you get older, you know your body a little better, which could be a good thing and a bad thing. That, I don't know, man, Max Scherzer stepping on the mound versus Seattle. His career numbers against Seattle are good. I think you're hoping for 2 times through, whatever that looks like. 2
times through?
I think so.
Sheesh.
He's Max Scherzer. Like, it's not.
I get it, dude. Trust me, flowers, everything. I'm excited to see him pitch. I want to see what we got, coach. But 2 times through the order, I don't think is happening. I don't think that's the plan. If he goes 2 times through the order, he has to be dealing. Like, he's 2 times through the order he'd have to be like 5 innings pitched, 2 hits.
I think if you're putting zeros on the board, we can get to a 4-1. Like, Toronto likes a lot of guys in their bullpen, but also, like, Toronto's bullpen has gotten hit a little bit. That the more you can cover for them, the better. So I'll be interested to see. I'm not saying your call is wrong there. And, hey, if Max Scherzer is pitching to some of the stats that we just dug up from his recent outings, the whole thing could be a bullpen day.
Schneider says he's been seeing him. There was a couple, there was a run there in like July and August where he looked pretty good. And he said he looks more like that. And his slider got banged around the park this year. He's got to have that. Somebody in the chat just made a great joke. It said, Julio's eyes versus Max Scherzer's eyes. Like, what a matchup.
Give me that Mets broadcast double shot, both zoomed in on their eyes. Sign me up.
Julio's got to be one of, like, if I did hot guy lists anymore, which I probably should bring back. Right. I always say that it's a lot more difficult than people give me credit for. Okay. Yeah. It takes a lot of research. Julio's up there.
He is naturally, it's tough to bring it to the table better than that.
Do you know who gets so much love out of my circle here? Like, girls that I know. So, these are women, excuse me. Like, late 30s, early 40s.
So just to double check with the audience, when you're talking to late 30s, early 40 women in your neighborhood about attractiveness of major league players, who do they bring up?
Yeah.
Jack Flaherty.
I mean, he's been around a lot. That's not fair. Right. No, it's Harrison Bader.
Yeah, I mean, when Bader's
they're like into it.
When Bader's look hits, it's powerful.
He wears like I think one of them had the same purse as Harrison Bader, and they liked it. And I was like, that blew my mind a little bit.
Bader walks tall. He's got a great body. If you're into the hair, like, it all comes together for you. I'm not surprised by that. Anyways.
Okay, sorry. That's a little off track.
I guess, I don't know, man. Aaron Rodgers is slinging the pill decently for the Steelers this year. Obviously not apples and oranges, but, like, this is Max Scherzer, who, remember, he got scratched from a World Series start, And then we wondered if he was going to get involved. And the next day, there was a video of him running around the stadium. And he said, yeah, I'm going to pitch. Like, this isn't a sane human. Like,
you're totally right, dude. He is a different freaking cat. There's no doubt about it. In his mind, he's going 9 tomorrow.
In Max Scherzer's brain, he's going Yamamoto tomorrow.
He's going to tell Schneider, stay off the fucking grass.
Don't come on my mound. In there.
That's gonna be fun. If he's pitching well, and the time comes where Schneider's gonna say, we like this matchup. We want Louis V in here or something like that. And the Scherzer gives him the eyes. Can't wait for that. Because he's like a big dog, you know?
Yeah. He's got tough energy.
Yeah, he'd be a construction worker, no doubt.
Okay.
Like in a
this
movie.
This doesn't work out, I'll go back. It'll be okay. Lining up to be one of the more fun games of the postseason. Castillo, Scherzer. What's on the line? The difference between 2-2 and 3-1. We also get this version of Brewers Dodgers tomorrow.
Yes.
As you know, the Brewers can enter the chat. It feels like everyone has written them off because the Dodgers flexed on them and what felt like a Dodgery way, and it's Quintana versus Glass now, and how could the little engine that could Brewers possibly do it? I know how you do it. Get on base, score some runs, get to the bullpen. That's how you can do it. But if every starting pitcher goes 8+ innings on you, you're not going to get to them.
Are we doing a preview
no,
of the
we don't
Brewers
have to
Dodgers
do a full
game?
Preview. No, we
kind of what they got to do against Glass now, because
No.
he kind of nailed it there. Pop, work the at bats, get on base with him. He likes things to be very straightforward. Like guys on base against him, I think is a problem. That's what they're gonna have to do.
We got one of the last double dips of the season coming up tomorrow. We are going to be live streaming on JM Baseball. I believe the early game. I think we're going for the 6:08 Brewers Dodgers. So 3 p.m. LA again.
Okay.
And because it's Wednesday, we're sending the people out with DraftKings Bet the Cycle, brought to you by DraftKings. Use code JM Baseball when you sign up at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Trev, let me get on, if you don't mind. For our single, our easiest bet, we'll say, under of 8.5 runs in the Brewers-Dodgers game tomorrow. Dodger games have been under the 8.5 runs in 5 of their last 6 postseason games. The Brewers have been under that in 5 postseason games. So
you're playing the trends.
I'm playing the trends there. Hey, we got world-class pitching on the bump, both sides. We're going under.
For the double, we mentioned this. One swing's all you need. It could be in the cage. It could be in a playoff game where you hit a homer. Addison Barger to record 2 or more total bases on Thursday. Not doing great in the postseason. 217 average, 671 OPS. But against Luis Castillo, he's 3 for 7.
Yeah,
he's got 3 doubles. That's a 429 average and a 1 daughter OPS. So 2 total bases is all we need.
For the triple, continuing to up the ante. Glass, our guy, to go over 15.5 outs and allow under 3.5 hits. Again, the juice is up here, but the Dodgers rotation has gone 6+ innings in 7 of the 8 postseason games. Glass now went 6 innings, 2 hits against the Phillies in the DS. So, and the Brewers, ooh, that's a tough one. 5 for 56. During the NLCS. That's
the offense has not been there.
That's an 085.
I need your help for the homer because we're going to parlay 2 teams to win. I'll take the early game. You take the late game. I'm going for the Dodgers in the knockout blow, going up 3-0 against the Brewers tomorrow. Jake?
I believe in sports. Mad Max. Go nuts. Toronto. So for the home run, it'll be the Toronto-LA parlay to wrap up our DraftKings Bet the Cycle. Get in the action. Use code JM Baseball when you sign up at DraftKings. We will stream. We will see you back here tomorrow night. Who knows what'll happen? It's the best reality television, sports.
So true.
Anything could happen.
Jake sucks. I started watching this weird show. Want to hear about it?
Yep.
On Apple TV, it's like they're in Alaska and a plane full of prisoners crashes, and it's
Hatchet?
don't know what it's called.
You don't know what it's called?
I watched one episode. I was sleepy. Liked it though.
Free ad.
Kind of stupid-ish, but also good.